So back-to-back state champions. So what do you guys think you have to do to go for a three-peat?
It's a good question. Obviously, you got to work for it. It's not just going to be handed to them, and I think our kids know that. Our kids have really worked extremely hard in the off season. It's good to have some normalcy through the COVID and stuff. So, you have to work hard and earn it, but you also have to have a lot of luck. Hopefully we can have some luck again, and they also need to know it's a day by day, game by game. You're not going to win the state championship tonight. You're going to win it through the season and getting better. And so, we won one last year, but that was our only undefeated season. We've got more state championships than we do undefeated seasons. So the kids have to know that a loss doesn't determine their season. Obviously in the playoffs you get bounced, but during the season I think you can learn a lot from a loss. And so as long as we get better as the season goes on, I think that's what, if you're playing your best football at the most crucial times, I think that's what really helps.
Talk about some of your key guys coming back and some possible potential newcomers that look promising.
Yeah, so obviously we lose the player of the year and a great senior class. That was the winningest class in the history of Mona Shores. But we've got a kind of a mixed bag coming back. We lose about half, but we've got a lot coming back. Dimitri Roberson was a starter for us last year. Elijah Johnson, DJ Cavanis, Jeff Lenardowitz, Drew Sandberg, Flanders, Elijah Johnson. I don't want to miss anybody. Those were guys that played key moments for us. Kewan Farnham, Demir Farnham, Luke Emmons. Those are all kids that are back that played in the state championship game. So that experience is key. And then, we've got some kids that played sparingly, especially during the playoffs. Sam Wahlberg played a lot against Forest Hill Central. We're going to ask a lot of him this year. CJ Ivey, Jalen Vinton was a kid that was up and down. So I think those are some newcomers that you're going to look out for. And then we'll have some surprises of kids that maybe we weren't sure that they were can contribute as much as maybe we thought they would. And those are always pleasant surprises of kids that end up being players that you're not quite sure of.
You guys have two really tough road tests early on against Lowell and King. And you talked about earlier that a loss could help you guys build on.
Sure.
How do you guys, win or lose, how do you think those two games will help you guys build on for the rest of the season?
Yeah, so, Lowell is obviously a traditional perennial power, and King as well, and so both road games. And so, what we want to do is take the positives from those games, win or lose, and then also, even in a win, find moments of corrections, as you watch film. Obviously film is a tremendous part of what we do, and we try to learn from our mistakes in a win or a loss. Hey, if this play doesn't happen here, it's not a touchdown, or it is a touchdown. So that's what you got to do, especially in those early conference games. Our goal is never to go undefeated. That's not one of our goals. Our goals are to make the playoffs, win the conference championship, and then make a run at the state championship. And I think those first two games are not conference games. They'll be great test games and measuring sticks. Obviously we want to win them, but we can't hang our hats on wins or losses on those first two games. So it'll be a great test, great coaching staffs on both sides. So it's a lot of fun. Those are fun games to play in.
I've heard a lot of coaches in the area talk about how you and Muskegon over the last few years making it to Ford Field or making it close, basically gain an extra season, to practices and stuff like that. How does that help you?
There's no doubt. You get, if you think about it, that's if you make it to Ford Field, that's 5 extra weeks of practice. That's a half a season. That's a half a season for your underclassmen that have moved up. It's also 5 weeks of really good football. And so there's no doubt that that's a beneficial to programs. And so we've been blessed. Muskegon's been blessed where, us the last 3 years we've been there, they've been, they didn't make it last year, but they made it to the semis, which is huge. And then all the trips they've made to Ford Field, that extra football for kids is so vital in the next season, the next, preparing for your young kids to play. So, I tell everybody there's nothing like Muskegon football, Muskegon area football with the teams that we put out year in and year out at the different divisions. It's a special place for high school football.